Hey guys, what is going on? What's happening? I am making another archery video because I am at Black Eagle Bowman and I am a member, so I'm inside here working on my pin gapping because I shoot pins classes. I'm a fan of pins classes. I know some guys hate shooting pins because the pins all get together and some people just don't like shooting pins. I enjoy shooting pins. I'm in hunter class IBO and I'm in pins class 30 in the ASA, which I plan on being bumped out of pins 30 this year and going up to pins 40 next year. And in the IBO, I plan on going up to advanced hunter class next year. And this year I'm in the hunter class. Last year I just kind of stuck my toes in the water to learn it a little bit. And this year is my plan. But anyhow, I'm just like learning. I want to learn the targets. I want to get good at this stuff and work my way up the chain, I guess, you know. But anyhow, I'm inside this beautiful facility, Black Eagle Bowman. It's in Howard, PA, near State College, Pennsylvania, Central PA, dead center in the smack. But anyhow, so I'm here working on my pin gapping and working on my pins because there's 37, 38 yards depending on what rangefinder you're using. I'm using a Vortex Crossfire 1400 or some shit like that. And I can get back to like 38 yards. But anyhow, so I bare shaft tuned and shot through paper and walked back. Like I wanted to check all my stuff. The IBO shoot is this weekend and I'm like, all right. I kind of took a week and a half off and just kind of been like the last 2 weeks I haven't been into it. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to check all my stuff, make sure I'm good, because I changed my screw-in points. In hunter class IBO, you have to use screw-in points, and they're kind of a pain in the ass. But my PS23s, I have screw-in points for them, and the insert, just the insert itself, weighs 33 grains, and so with that and the screw-in point, you know, depending on what screw-in point you have, you can get some freaking weight in the front of that arrow. So I tried cutting my weight back and I got on Amazon of all places and I found some really good screw-in points. Nope, that's not a screw-in point. Of all the arrows, I got 6 of them down here with me, and the one arrow, I got 7 arrows in my pocket, and the one arrow I pull out has a glue-in point. But these are them right here. All professional and shit. These are 70 grains and they came with a rubber band. I found them on Amazon. I don't know the link or anything. If you want the link, comment below and I will give you the link because I'll go find it if you're interested in it. I don't know the quality of these things. I already bent the tip on one and I hit something very hard. I think anything I would have shot would have done that. But so I was shooting 85 grain screw-in points. Hold on, let me see if I can find an 85. So I have a lot of screw-in points. I got the 125, that's a 100. I like these because they had the numbers on them. And this big honking son of a gun there, that's either a 150 or 170. I don't think it's a 200. I have some 200. But anyhow, these are my points that I have been using for the IBO hunt here, the IBO hunter class. So this is an 85er, this is a 70, and this is a 75. And these are by far the best quality as far as like on the money screw-in points. Like when you go to weigh them, each one of them individually, they have all came out to perfectly what they are supposed to say. And you have ever bought screw-in points on Amazon or eBay or anything like that and then weighed them? Sometimes you do not get what they say they are. And like you have to kind of be careful and watch what you're getting. Some of them are terrible, absolutely terrible. But these have been good. But these 70s, I ordered them a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago now. And I kind of forgot about them. And one day they showed them out. My wife said, hey, you got an order here. I was like, oh, okay. So I ordered them on Amazon. It took a couple of weeks to get them. So if you do want the link and you leave a comment, hey, I'd like the link, for the 70, 75, and 85. Let me know. I can get them to you. And it took a couple weeks, and eventually I did get them. And then the 75s, I got them right away. And the 85s, I got them right away. I really, really like the 85s. These are probably some of the best points that I've ever had. They was like 85.0, 85.0, 85.0. Like they were 1,000% spot on. And then these 75ers, they were very close. I want to say they were all within a half a grain, and the 70s were the same way, all within like a half a grain. But anyhow, I wanted to tell you guys about my points here, or my pin gap in here. So this was a 35-yard shot. Use my 30. I have a 20, 30, 35, and a 40-yard pin. So I shoot hunter class IBO, which I've already said 20 times. The maximum yardage is 35 yards. So I have a 35 pin, a 30 pin, and a 20 pin. 20, 30, 35. And I wanted to see where I was hitting at 25 yards. So I got my rangefinder out and I checked it. This was my 20. I was aiming for right here. So I shot almost exactly an inch low with my 25-yard pin. And then this was my 30-yard pin. I aimed like right here, and I literally hit an inch high with my 30-yard pin. It's kind of crazy. I was like, wow, that was really freaking close. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I thought my 20-yard pin would drop like 2 inches. Like, I didn't think it'd be that close. And then my 30-yard pin, I was like, my first shot with it wasn't very good, but it was my fault. I lifted up on it a little bit. Like, I'm down here, and my 30-yard pin hit way up here at 25. That ain't right. So I shot it again, and that's what I got. But my pins, I like my pins to be tight. Like, I like a nice I don't want them too tight. Like, I don't want them like stacked up on top of each other, but I like them as tight as I can get them for the most part. And I've had a couple different pin sites now that I've been trying to do this whole hunter class, IBO, you know, pins 30 ASA, pins 30, 40 ASA, whatever. And I keep coming back to this True Ball Excel. I keep coming back to this site, man. I'll tell you right now, for the IBO, or for any of the IBO ASAs, like, this is your alpha. This is about as nice and best setup that you're possibly going to get. This is a Excel XP, and I don't know shit about it. I know a little bit about it. I know how to adjust it. I know how to get my first, second, and third axis on. But other than that, I don't know anything about like your archer's mark and all that kind of shit. I know how to do a sight tape, but that sight tape ain't for this setup. But you can see my pins. Like, they're not overly tight, but that's as tight as I can get them with this scope. That's all the tighter they get. 2, 3. That's as tight as they get right there. They don't get any tighter than that. And that's almost like I said, I got 20, 30, 35, 40. I wish I had a 5 or a 6 pin. Like, I would love to have a 6 pin set up. I had them custom make this one for me. I called down the True Ball. I was like, hey, check it out. I want to shoot hunter class, but I want a good quality scope. What can you do for me? And I want custom colors and pins and blah, blah, blah. So they're like, yeah, yo, we can do that for you, Mikey Wilmer, no problem at all. You know, I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't like stupid, ridiculously. No, it's just a scope. I mean, just a scope. I want to say it was like 150 to 200-ish around there. Like, that's a lot of money for a lot of people. That's a lot of freaking money. A lot of people don't spend that much money on a sight housing, let alone just the scope. Like, that's just the scope. Like, the sight housing itself without the scope cost me $300 used. Like, for the new, they come out with the new Excel Achieve Pro, and just for the sight housing, it is like $500, maybe more than that. My throat's drying up on me. But, you know, there's not a lot of information out here on the whole amateur competition archery. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are I don't know if they're intimidated or nervous. They don't know where to go because there's no information. They don't know what to do. Like, man, this stuff is so easy and so much fun. Like, I wish that we could grow it more, and I don't know exactly how to grow it other than to keep talking about it, keep posting pictures. Like, I'm very active on Facebook. I'm probably going to post this on Facebook too. So if you guys watch this on Facebook, this is a YouTube video. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. Appreciate it all. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all of it. I do all of that stuff. But I feel like this is the only way to grow it, is to get on here, make videos, post videos, talk about it. Like, it's not intimidating. It's very much a lot of fun. One of the problems with it is it's hard to get guys to really help you with it, because when people go to these shoots, like, they are there for them. They are there because that's their hobby, that's their thing. They are there to shoot for them. And a lot of people will help you out to a point. Some people will really help you out, but you know, you gotta remember, guys are there to compete. They're not there to teach, to learn, to help out. Like, they're there to, you know, they're there to win. They want to win it all, baby. I'm not like that. Yeah, I want to win. Obviously, I want to win and everything. I want to compete. I want to do well. Like, I more compete with myself than I do anybody else. Like, I want to beat myself, damn it. And like, winning's always fun. Don't get me wrong. You know, losing's fun too. Helping people out is winning, no matter how you want to look at it. But like, don't hesitate to ask questions. Like, if you are a bow hunter and you're subscribed to my channel and you are interested in the ASA stuff or the IBO stuff, like, don't hesitate, man. Leave a comment. I get every comment, and I try to comment back to everybody. So if you're interested, if you're still watching and you're curious about any of this stuff, man, hit me up in the comments, and I will help you any way I possibly can, because I want to grow it. I want it to be here, because I freaking didn't know anything about this until like a year ago, and I'm still learning. But like, my setup is an expensive setup, but I have bought it piece by piece, used and used and used. Like, my entire setup, like, all right, my bow. Just take my bow, for instance. This is an Athens Peak 38. You can buy these now because Athens went out of business. You can buy these bows now for next to nothing. Like, you could probably find a Peak for under $500, damn near brand new. Like, you can buy the new, what are they called? I don't even remember. The new bow they just come out with for like $500 off. Anyhow, so even if you take and say $500 bow, $500 sight, like, yeah, I got $300, $200 into that sight. And I like the Epsilon. I shoot the Hamsky Epsilon only because that's what works great with this bow, and that's what works great with, I have what they call a high grip, and my grip's high, and for whatever reason, the Epsilon out of this bow does not hit my hand. Like, it'll hit my hand down, like right by my thumb, right in this area. It drives me nuts. And the Epsilon doesn't do that. And the Epsilon is a very expensive sight or rest. Brand new, they're like $275, $250-ish, depending on what shop you go to. And I'm not saying you need a Hamsky Epsilon. I'm not saying you need that. You can buy a cheap rest from China and put a QAD, whatever you want to shoot it at these shoots. You don't have to have a blade rest. Like, it's not a blade rest, it's still a drop away. I took a Dremel saw and I chopped my Hamsky up just a little bit. Just trimmed them ears off. It made a difference, believe it or not. So that rest, just call it $250, $500, that's what, $750. And I run Viper stabilizers. And I like Viper. They are a close to PA kind of company. They're out of Brookville, PA, Central PA. And they were not expensive. They are a fairly cheaper company. But I run a 10-inch Viper up front and an 8-inch Viper out the back. I like a lot of weight. I don't know exactly how much weight that is, but it's a good bit. It's 16 ounces out the front, 6 ounces out the front, 16 out the back is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I'm running right now. Sometimes I feel like I need more weight, but I like it there. And I'm running 70% let off at 70 pounds right now for the IBO, because the IBO has no speed limit. In the IBO, there's no speed limit. You got to go by the 5 grains per pound or whatever. So like if you run a 70-pound bow, you want an arrow that weighs more than 350 grains basically. So, and if you don't know about grains and spine and all that kind of stuff, go look it up. I can't really, I'm not very good at, like, that's not what this video is about. But anyhow, so if you figure this, like my stabilizers are older, they are Target stabilizers. My Shrewd back thing was $100. Like, they're expensive. They're expensive. Just for that back bar mount was $100. So $750, $850 stabilizers. Just call them $150. That around that. So we have $500, $600, $750, $850, $900, $1,000. I got $1,000 into my setup, and that's not counting the bow. Like, do you have to run Viper stabilizers with that much weight on it? No, you do not. You don't have to run any stabilizers. That's totally up to you. This is just what I found that I personally really like. I hold it like a rock. Like, I'm so steady with it. And another thing that people don't remember is from the front of that riser, where that riser is, not where the stabilizer touches, from, wish I had my freaking my, shit, what's it called? Oh my God. Tape measure, oh my God. 12 inches starts from right here, right where the bow touches right here. Starts from there to here. You're allowed 12 inches in the front, and then same way in the back. This starts right here at the riser, and you got to go to the front of the weight. You got to have 12 inches. You're not allowed, you don't have to have 12 inches, but you are not allowed to have anything past 12 inches. You wouldn't believe how many people think that's from here to here. Like, they think 12 inches, they can buy a 12-inch stabilizer and be okay with it. No, that's counting the weight, the quick disconnect, that's everything. That's this piece, that's all your weights. You're only allowed 12 inches. And guys were getting busted in Alabama, and I feel like there's a lot of people that don't know that rule, and it's very clearly in the rules. It's very, very clear. From the front of the bow to the front of the weights, it is in there. It's an easy rule to see. It's an easy rule to follow. You know, that's the other thing about all this. All the rules are online, guys. Like, you can get on there, go to the ASA Archery, Google it. The website's there. Go to rules and look it up. It's there. IBO is the same way. All the rules are there. They're written out for you. And there's guys like me and other guys, like, if you have any questions, ask. Like, the IBO on Facebook, they always answer me almost right away if it's during business hours. Like, within the hour, they have always got back to me. They have never just not answered me back, which I just find that so awesome. I really do. So we're talking about my bow setup and bow, like with my stabilizer sight and everything. I probably have a $2,000 setup with my bow, my sight, my rest, everything. And we didn't even buy an arrow yet. Like, that's not counting my arrows. I shoot Black Eagle, and Black Eagles are not cheap. They are not cheap. And then these guys, whoo-hoo, they are not cheap either. This sucker here was over $200. This one was $200. This is a Ultra View. This is an Ultra View button. And this guy here was $100. It's a knockoff Ultra View. It's freaking awesome. And I have a Fulcrum. And it's made by True Ball, and it's freaking awesome. But it was, I think I paid him $150 for that one, something like that. But anyhow, I shoot the HBC Flex. This is my favorite. I love this thing so much. And I broke down and bought a chair at the last one. Didn't want to buy it. I was either going to buy a chair, a good chair, or I was going to buy a new thumb button. I wanted a new thumb button, and I didn't like the thumb button, and I decided to buy this chair instead. And this is not something that you have to have by any means, but my God, it is so nice. And the first chair that I had, it did not have backpack straps on it. And you want to talk about something so, like, it's so nice. So nice. Put it on my back, and I just, like, it ain't coming off. I was like, you guys will have to ring it up. I'm not taking it off my back. I love this thing. I don't care, I'm taking it home with me. It was like $200. Very expensive chair. Worth every penny. I don't have zero regrets whatsoever. So my arrows cost like $100 to $200 for a dozen. My chair cost $200, and my rangefinder cost $200. My binos cost $200. But like, and I'm not saying this to like scare anybody away or chase anybody anywhere. Like, my first rangefinder cost $50. I bought a used muddy rangefinder. It was an awesome rangefinder. And then I found a whole bunch of different pairs of binos. I had like a $20 pair of 10x42s. They were fucking junk. I think I ended up throwing them away. That's how bad they was. And then I bought a pair of Bushnell Prime, I think. And I still have them because they are very good binos. I paid $80 for them 2 years ago, and I still have them, and I love them. And then I just started buying piece by piece by piece, and I buy used stuff for the most part, and like I keep an eye on deals and everything. Like that's the best way to get started into this stuff. Like eventually, if you're good enough, you know, you can get discounts and stuff through companies like Trueball. I get a discount through Trueball. If I buy anything from Trueball, I get a discount. If I buy anything through Viper, I get a discount. If I buy anything, who else? FlexFletch gives me a discount on stuff. I don't know, it's a few companies. Yeah, anyhow, like, it's all part, like, my bowstrings, like, I buy nice bowstrings. My bowstrings cost $100. Like, and my peep sight, I forgot about my peep sight. The important part out of any of this is my freaking peep sight. Dude, that thing right there, if you buy the right one, it's $200, $200 bill. That one cost me $120, $130. They're expensive. But I didn't buy it and start shooting. Like, I did not lay out $3,000 for this stuff at one time. Like, I bought it piece by piece. I started shooting the local courses in my area, went to my local archery clubs and started shooting. And I was like, hey, I kind of like this. So I started working my way up, and here I am. I just won my first ASA in Pins 30, and I was ecstatic. Like, it was the greatest thing ever. I was like, yeah, I was so excited. I shot so good. And it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. I even was there for my podium picture. Most of the time, we're not there. If I do make a podium, we're not there because we have to leave on Saturday. Like, we're going to Minden, Louisiana, and we're not going to be there on Sunday. If I win it, or if I'm in first, second, or third, I'm not going to get my podium picture, and that really sucks. But that's all right. I don't care. I would rather go shoot it and not have a podium picture if I win it than not go at all. So, and that's the other thing. There's contingencies. They call it contingencies. So, like, True Ball, if you have to win to get contingencies. If you take first place with True Ball, they pay. I think you have to be a True Ball shooter, but they'll take damn near anybody as far as I know. So like, you have to win. Like, they don't pay out the second, third place in the amateur classes. Now I shoot the amateur stuff. So if you look up archery contingencies and start looking into it, like Black Eagle just paid me $150 for first place. True Ball just paid me $125 for first place, and FlexFletch just paid me $75 for first place. It's not a lot of money, but and the shoot paid me $240. It's not a lot of money. I don't do this for the money. Don't do this for the money. There is not a lot of money to be made in the archery world. There's really not. You know, this is an expensive hobby. Everything's expensive. Like, if you're a race car driver, that's an expensive hobby. A fly fisherman, that's an expensive hobby. Muscle cars, paint, whatever. Everything's expensive. Like, this is my hobby, and I pay piece by piece by piece by piece. And, like, I would rather have one bow that I spend all my extra money with instead of having, like, 5 bows and have a $10 sight on each one. Like, I don't want to say, yeah, I got this bow, that bow, this bow, and that bow, but I have a Whisker Biscuit on this one and a Chinese knockoff QAD on this one, and I have a $3 sight on that one, and, like, and my arrows are garbage. Don't do that. Like, buy one bow, deck that bitch out, spend your money on that bow, learn how to shoot that bow, and, like, really crank it out. And yeah, like chronograph, I was chronographing my bow today just because I wanted to know what it shot. Like I said, in the IBO, there's no really speed limits. In the ASA, that's another story. We have a 280 feet per second speed limit, and you're allowed 3%. So you're allowed up to like 287, 288-ish. You don't want to be up that high though, because on the wrong day, you go to shoot through that chronograph and it says 290s, and you got to start turning your bow down. Like, so you don't want it to be up high. Like, you want to keep down between 280 and 285, and maybe a little bit even under that. My setup for the ASA is like 270, something like that. But I crank my bow down. For the IBO, I crank my bow up to 72 pounds, 71.5. For the ASA, I shoot 66 pounds. So it makes a difference. And I shoot fatter arrows. For the IBO, I shoot PS 23s. For the ASA, I shoot PS 26s and PS 26s and 27s. But anyhow, this is a very long video. I didn't think that I was going to ramble on this long, but if you have any questions, any comments, if you have something to offer, man, put it in there. Hit that comment button. Let me know what you think. If you have anything whatsoever, like, just let me know. If you watched it this far, say watched it all or something. Like, let me know that you made it this far. Like, I made it, or just anything. Like, seen it all or seen it or all of it. Just let me know. If you leave a comment like that, I'll know that you watched it all. I'm trying to get my view times up, so appreciate it if you would share this on Facebook. Share it to your favorite Facebook groups. Get it out there. Let's get more people into the freaking competition archery, man. I love it. It's so much fun. And like, don't be afraid to judge. Get out there without a rangefinder. Learn how to shoot without one. There's 35 to 0 is not that hard to learn how to judge. 40 and under is not that difficult. It's not easy. It ain't easy, but it's not like stupid hard. Like, you can get started very easily judging. Don't be scared to shoot without a rangefinder. All right, guys. Peace and love. Like, subscribe, all that fun, happy jazz. See y'all. Peace.